So I shared that I was creating a summer online writing course, and I did. And I did it with Google Classroom. I want to share my experience with Google Classroom, some pros and cons, and a decision about whether or not I'd use it again. So let's get started. If you have a Google account, you already have Google Classroom built in. If you go to your apps in the top right-hand corner, you will select Google Classroom. Use the plus option and select the option to create a course. Once you complete all of the details, boom, you have a course. Once my course was created, I could click on my course link. At the top, I had a few tabs: Stream, Classwork, People, and Grades. Right below these tabs is the classroom name and banner, which I love. I could customize the banner, and I did. Below, in the Stream tab, I could join meetings via Google Meet, find the course code that I could share with my students to access the course, and view upcoming work in a condensed version. In the middle, I could create announcements and provide any updates to assignments. I love the feature of course announcements, particularly for an online asynchronous course, because it's a way to help students to feel connected when they may not see your live presence. And I could share videos, funny ideas, or make connections to course learning in announcements. Under the Classroom tab, I had a drop-down list of all my topics. I could scroll down to individual modules and see the lessons and assignments, along with due dates. The People tab allowed me to see teachers and students enrolled in the course. And Grades allow me to see class and individual averages, along with missing assignments and review status. To the right of these tabs and below my name, there were shortcuts to Google Meet, the Google Calendar, the Classroom folder, and my account settings. Because Google Classroom is built into my Google account, I could access my course without leaving the platform. To the left, I had the Home, Calendar, Teaching or Classes, Review or Assignments to be graded, the current course, Archive classes or past classes, and Settings for my account. If I wanted to locate additional apps, I could do that from the platform. In the Classwork tab, I could click on an individual link where I could select the 3 dots and edit. Under my content, I had font options. I could also attach Google Drive documents, YouTube videos, and additional links. Now you'll notice that none of these options, except YouTube, allow you to embed a document or link directly into this page. I attached my course schedule and Calendly link, but they appeared as attachments to the content. To reduce the number of clicks or separate attachments students scroll through, I would have loved to have the ability to insert or embed material. What I liked about the Classroom tab is that I and students could distinguish lessons from due dates and see the category for assignments. If I selected an assignment and the 3 dots, I could edit the assignment. I had the option to select students, grade category, and submission access after the due date. If I still wanted to grant access to an assignment late for students, I could uncheck the close submissions after due date box. Now, the downside for me is that late submissions were not consistently accessible with the other submissions. When I was grading the on-time submissions, I had to search for the late submission by clicking the student's name and that particular assignment. Another con that may be specific to me is that I had to consistently check access to forms I inserted. During the course, some students weren't able to access forms that I had shared publicly. Through Google search, I learned that I had to go into the form setting, Select responses and deselect users in for the love of words. The form now is open to anyone to complete. Without this action, you will receive share requests to edit your form. Unless you want to grant users the opportunity to view and update other users' data, you don't want to grant edit access. Instead, check the response option in settings. Otherwise, you will receive a lot of emails about form access. So here's a recap of Google Classroom. The inability to embed links, the access to late submissions, and the Google Form settings were a bit frustrating. However, the free platform, accessibility within my Google account, short learning curve, and ability to personalize my course were pluses. While I didn't mention this in the video, the access to creating rubrics and ability to check for plagiarism were icing on the cake. Overall, Google Classroom was a great platform for my course. I would definitely recommend it for course creators, and I would use it again. Thanks for watching. Till the next time, keep flowing, keep learning.